Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how you can dynamically create a web page like what Streamlit does or Folium, but with our own script in Python, right? So let me show you what we want to do. I will share my screen for that. Um, Here. All right. So yeah, the idea is like, for example, imagine you want to show an earthquake to someone, and there's an email coming in, or I don't know, wherever you get the data from, like you're parsing, you're checking like GeoJSON feeds a lot of times, like every second, every minute, whatever. And you want every time there's a new earthquake, you want to create a web page with yeah, the data about that earthquake, like a location, what is the magnitude and the time, right? Okay, so this is what we want to create, and we want to do that dynamically. Okay, and let me show you how, yeah, Streamlit and Folium does this very basically. Okay, I will show you the basics of this, the fundamentals, and then you can grow it as big as you want. So yeah, let me show you that. Basically, the web page that we want to create is, yeah, that what we have just seen, and yeah, it's that one here. So we have our HTML here with our header and body. In the header, we have the usual metadata like yeah, title and this kind of stuff, and then we put in the scripts here, ArcGIS API or ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, can be leaflet for you as well, or open layers, whatever. And the CSS, of course, goes also inside. Then we have a style here for the HTML, the body, and the view diff is finally, this is where the map is visible inside, right? We define that here with the ArcGIS Maps SDK with the map view and say, okay, in we want to see our map finally in this view in the view diff. Okay, this one here. And we said that this one is getting the height and the width of 100%. You have seen this was over the complete web page. And yeah, then we create the script. We put in a couple of modules here in order that everything is working. Like what did we do? We have seen a map here as a base map. We use the hybrid one. Let me show you quickly again. So this one here, simply the hybrid map. Can take whatever you want, of course. And then we have the map view. So that for 2D scenes, 2D map views. And we say, okay, this is basically where the map data goes inside, right? Where we see our map inside. So, and then I set this to some initial zoom level here. This is 10. And then for, yeah, we will add some GeoJSON layer here. Okay, some GeoJSON data, which was that here, Berlin GeoJSON. Okay, there's one feature inside. This is a point, has these coordinates and these properties, like what is the location? It's near Berlin. It's actually, I believe it's inside Berlin simply. The magnitude for the earthquakes that we're talking about, and the time when this happened. Okay, great. So, and basically you create a GeoJSON or, yeah, GeoJSON layer like this, that you say, hey, this is the URL to my GeoJSON. This can also be complete like HTTPS, www, and this kind of stuff. So the full path to some GeoJSON, that's also fine. But because we the HTML file and the GeoJSON file is in the same folder, you can just put it like this, okay? And make sure that this is really on the server, right? If you don't have a server, you should do it differently. That you put in actually your GeoJSON data right in the script, and then use it there. okay? So, and then we have the renderer here, like how do we want the points, how should they look like? And we have in the ArcGIS Maps SDK, you do it like this, that you create a simple marker symbol, or this is what I used here. It has a specific size, 15, color, and I also use an outline color, which is white, and has a width of 2. So that will produce exactly that point that we see here, right? Okay, good. And then, yeah, you will use a simple renderer here for that simple marker symbol, and you say that okay, the renderer gets this earthquake symbol here that we created here, like this point. So it's always in the ArcGIS Maps SDK that you have actually a symbol and something that can draw it, actually, that can render it finally. And so this is the symbol, this is the drawer, or the class that will draw it finally, that we will use to draw something, to draw a point on the map. And then we also, you have seen there, there's a pop-up inside, and you can use the pop-up template here. And when you write something like that, like there's always in the pop-ups in ArcGIS Maps SDK, there's always a title and a content, okay? So in the title, we use the location, right? So even if there would be like many features inside, it will always take like on whatever feature I click, it will take exactly the location for that feature. Like, of course, we have just one here, so it will take near Berlin here, this one, right? Okay. And this is arcade mode, it's called. When you see that curly brackets around, then the ArcGIS Maps SDK automatically knows that it will put the value from that field inside, from the attribute. Okay, and we do the same with the content that we have seen. We want to write the magnitude, so we take the magnitude. So this one here again, this expression will take exactly that value here. Okay, it's taking that magnitude and the value it's writing inside. And there's a break, so put the time in the next line, and yeah, show the time, right? So this one here, perfect. And then we add the GeoJSON layer to our map, and of course, yeah, if you usually the map would start like with going to 0, 0 and zoomed out very far, but we want to zoom pretty close to our point already. And for that, you can say, okay, whenever the GeoJSON layer is loaded, so GeoJSON layer, the class has has the when function, which checks whenever it is loaded. And so when it's loaded, I want to use the view and the go-to function. The go-to function we use for zooming to a specific feature. Here in that case, like you can use target, and this is the GeoJSON layer full extent. It's actually just one point, so it will basically zoom there. We say use zoom level 7, so that we are not too deep, that people can quickly see, okay, this is where the earthquake happens. When you're too far inside, then people will have to zoom outside, will maybe not be clear exact for the people that live in that area. Or when you're zoomed out too far, it's not too clear where it is. So I simply use 7 here. You can use whatever you want, of course. So exactly. So this is the web page, and finally, wait a second. I actually have to check if I'm really recording this. Yes, sorry. Okay. Yeah, this happens sometimes. Okay. Okay, so and this is the Python script that will finally create our web page. So let me take this out. So this is the Berlin HTML. This one here, this is the web page that we want to create, okay? And we will simply do it as that we will take the GeoJSON, and we want to create. So when I say here now Berlin HTML, it's not there. So there's nothing yet, okay? I simply use XMP on my local computer for showing websites. And exactly. So, and this is basically, yeah, the function that will create our HTML page. And what I simply do is I simply want to dynamically write inside the file name simply for the Berlin GeoJSON. You have seen before, I have a test here also. You have seen here the URL actually must just be replaced, right? Everything else will remain the same basically. If you want to put, for example, the GeoJSON data directly inside here, you can also do that one, right? Then you have simply to push the GeoJSON data from the GeoJSON file and say, okay, yeah, put it somewhere here in the script. But basically, okay, how we do it or what the function does generate HTML content, it's creating simply a string. And this string we will simply write into an HTML file, into a file basically, and we'll give it the HTML extension, right? So that's everything. And you can do it more and more crazier, whatever you want to. Like you can give like specific parameters here or dictionaries, whatever, and then take out the data, whatever comes inside, and use that for different styling of your web page. And you see here, yeah, basically this will be a string, and you see it has these double curly braces, brackets. It needs that for when you use just one. That means like what we actually did here. Finally, this is the file name, right? So that means that whatever parameter we have, and this is the file name here, put it exactly here. Okay, so if we have one curly braces, it means like pretty much these arcade mode that we have seen before, can remember for the title here, it will simply put exactly that in that place. Okay, if you use like here, this F string, okay, and yeah, that's it. And you have to use double braces, curly braces, brackets. I'm sorry, I'm not native English speaker, so I say it's okay if I say curly brackets. Hope it's correct, but you know what I mean. So and it will actually escape one of them so that just one remains. Okay, like we can see here in the test. So just one will always remain here, except here where we want to put our file, it will actually then just take those guys out, those curly brackets, and put just the file name here. And this will be in that moment, or let's go down in the script. It will be this one, the Berlin GeoJSON, for that one what we want to create. Okay. And what this script does, it's taking the path for the GeoJSON file. So / means simply take it from exactly that folder that we also have our Python or where we start our Python script from. And then I say OS path base name, so GeoJSON path, and then use that one to generate the HTML content. And OS path base name simply means that just take Berlin GeoJSON. Forget this / we don't need that one here, and it will or here it's test JSON, but it will then put simply Berlin GeoJSON, like exactly the file name for this file, okay? Because it's also it will be directly or inside the same path. If you want to write it to a different path, you can use other paths here, and also then for the file name, actually we'll always write here in this script. It will always write it into the same path, right? Into the same folder. So, okay. And so then we have here our HTML content will be created. We can debug this in a second. Wait, but let's go through once and then debug this quickly. So, and here the HTML file name, we will simply replace the GeoJSON, the .GeoJSON, so this one here, with .html, right? And this will be the file name, so and the file path as well. And then we say we use this with open. So this is how we can write the Python file. We open the file here. If it's not there, it will be created automatically, so don't worry. And we use that file as HTML file, and then we say HTML file write, put in the HTML content, okay? And at the end, we simply say that we generate an HTML file with the HTML file name, okay? That's everything. So this is how simple that is. And yeah, as I said, you can make this like Folium or Streamlit or whatever. They do, of course, more complex stuff than just putting file name inside, but you can also put like, I don't know, we could, for example, say here, the height, for example, and width and stuff like that. And then you can use that directly here, okay? For example, use it like that, height. And then when you give to that function the height like 100%, then it will write this here like we have seen it before, exactly like that again. Okay, so this is how this works. Okay, yeah, let's debug this quickly. I put the debugging the breakpoint here. Press F5. That will start the script. You see, okay, it starts here. It knows already that there's a function here, and we imported the OS for using the path, yeah, functions and stuff. You will use that one. And then, so the GeoJSON path is this one. Then with F11, we can, sorry, to stop this, I can take out the height here. Okay. So, okay, okay, then we have the GeoJSON path. And with F11, you see, it will not take the slash, the point slash. It will simply take the base name. That means it will simply take Berlin GeoJSON, okay? With F11, you can jump into that generate HTML content function, and it will simply replace the file name here. You see now it's Berlin GeoJSON. With F10, I can jump here. It will automatically, the script will place it at that, yeah, exactly at that line. And we will return this one here. It's in HTML content. It was a bit quick. So the HTML content you can find here. Let's make it bigger. So it has replaced then the file name exactly there. Yeah, when you go through it here, I cannot hover, unfortunately, here, but you will, when you go through it, you will see that it's actually inside. Can you see it? No, it's not all visible. I can actually, wait a second, copy this one. Then I just put it somewhere. See it? So let's just quickly do it here. I would actually put it here into Notepad or something to check this. But here you see this is the URL and it put there automatically Berlin GeoJSON, right? Okay, pretty cool. So, and then, yeah, the HTML file name is .berlin HTML. So that means that put the Berlin HTML file that we will create finally with this file here that we open here with the file name, yeah, .berlin HTML. That means that put the Berlin HTML file exactly in the same path where we are in right now. And so then it uses the HTML file and will write simply the content that we have created from the web page into that file. Okay. And then it will print that it has generated everything. Okay. And let's see. So here's the Berlin HTML file. Okay. So it's just written that again. And let's see if everything is fine. Looks pretty good. Yeah, the URL is set correctly, dynamically. And as I said, you can anytime, or it will now take simply the GeoJSON from there. But you can also, yeah, read the GeoJSON data right directly into your script, and then put like the location here, yeah, that it's hard coded there, right? For example, and because it's just one point. But it makes pretty sense to do it like this because it's yeah, it's a cool function of the ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript to use it like that. But yeah, that's exactly how you can do it. And let's check if everything is working again. When I click here, refresh, the Berlin HTML should be there again. And as I said, always make sure that you're working actually on the server, because otherwise it will not be able to read the URL here. Okay, it should give you an error. If you want to do it locally, you can check the ArcGIS Maps SDK API reference for the GeoJSON layer and see whatever if you don't have an URL, how you can use it differently. As I said, it's something like that you will put your GeoJSON data directly here as a string inside, and then you can use it in some way. I have done this before, but I forgot it. You can simply Google that up. Okay, and yeah, this is how you put this inside basically. And yeah, this is our new created website. Let's click check the pop-up again. It's near Berlin, perfect. So this is what was in Berlin GeoJSON near Berlin. This is the magnitude, the time, and yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. What kind of datum is this? Is it 1st March 24, 9:30 a.m. I think I have something else here, right? So it's 8:30. Why is it doing that? 8:30. Maybe it's because how this is formatted. I'm not exactly sure right now, but yeah, you can of course set the time differently here so that you will make sure that it's always the correct time, or even yeah, for specific time zone and this kind of stuff, right? That you write which time zone that actually is, or you can make even a script that is translating that. I'm not sure if it's even doing that. AM 9:30 AM. 8:30. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you will figure this out. I think that's not a big thing here. Okay, you can press zoom to again. We'll zoom in more and more and more. So yeah, that's basically that. And yeah, if you have any question, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, basically here's the script again. So yeah, this is basically as easy as you've seen. You can create a dynamic string fill a string dynamically with different parameters here with different content. Uh, and then yeah, if you use the f string type, then you can simply use something. Yeah, you can use the curly brackets and put your parameters inside, and it will automatically be replaced there. And then you can write the file like this. Okay, have a good day and see you later. Bye bye.